So you probably heard about the opioid settlement money and call that sweet, sweet cash that's supposed to be fixing the overdose crisis. Like, wow, billions of dollars to help people who struggle with drug use. Like, that's fucking amazing, you'd think. But instead of giving it to the people who are actually saving lives, they're funneling it into every corrupt, bloated institution that helped cause this fucking crisis in the first place. It's like suing a serial arsonist and then using the money to buy him a flamethrower. Pharmaceutical companies got filthy rich, flooding the country with opioids. And now that they've been caught, they just pay a fine, throw some lawyers in front of a camera, and act like they're the victims. Like, oh no, we had no idea that handing out Oxycontin like Skittles would lead to substance use addiction. Really? Because everyone else fucking knew. Your own goddamn sales reps were sending emails like, LOL, these hillbillies love this shit. But Purdue Pharma, oh, they're so very, very sorry now. Like, we regret the harm we've caused. Bitch, you regret getting caught. You don't see cartel leaders writing apology letters. And the worst part is the settlement money isn't actually punishing them. The Sacklers made billions. They paid a small fraction of that in fines. That's not justice. That's a fucking Groupon for a drug induced genocide. So, where's all the money going? Hint, not to people who actually need it. You'd think the money would go to harm reduction groups, the people actually preventing overdoses, handing out Narcan, testing drugs, keeping people alive long enough to get the help if they want it. But nah, instead, the cities are handing this money over to law enforcement. Fucking law enforcement. The same people who thought arresting our way out of the addiction was a brilliant plan. That's like giving the Catholic Church a child safety grant. Like, what the fuck do police need with opioid settlement money? They already get military grade weapons, and somehow they're still confused about fentanyl. They think touching it makes you overdose. These dudes out here narcanning themselves because a powder landed in their bootcut jeans. But do you know who's not getting the money? The actual grassroots harm reduction groups that have been keeping people alive for decades. See, I work in harm reduction. My team has probably reversed more overdoses than most EMTs. But instead of getting funding, I still get cops glaring at me like I'm the fucking problem. Well, you're just handing out Narcan to junkies. You're just enabling them so they can keep using. Yeah, dipshit. The same way you get CPR training in case someone chokes on their bacon wrapped hot pocket. Meanwhile, who's getting a big fat slice of the settlement pie? Corporate healthcare giants, the same ones that charge $500 for a Tylenol and consider a trip to the ER a luxury vacation. These companies don't want to even help people who use drugs. They want to bill them. They'll take 500 million in opioid settlement money and spend it on a new hospital wing with a waterfall in the fucking lobby. But if an uninsured person walks in needing treatment, the best they can do is a pamphlet and a bill for $20,000. And don't even get me started on the rehab industrial complex. These motherfuckers figured out that rehab is the new prison, except now they can bill Medicaid for it. You relapsed? Great. Here comes another bill. These 12-step boot camps that charge $50,000 for a 30-day stay, and they have the nerve to tell you, this is your rock bottom. Bitch, my rock bottom is going into medical debt for group therapy sessions led by a dude named Chad who just got out of rehab himself. And then when people leave, they're actually more likely to die because forced abstinence lowers tolerance. They don't teach harm reduction. They don't give them Narcan, just a chip, a Bible, and a handshake. But don't worry, if they OD, at least the cops will have a new fleet of SUVs. Meanwhile, we're out here in the trenches with duct tape budgets and donated supplies, trying to keep people alive long enough to have a fucking chance. We don't get waterfalls in our lobbies. We get folding tables and a fucking clipboard. And we don't spend our money on cops. We actually spend it on Narcan, fentanyl test strips, and food because it turns out people need to eat to survive. Meanwhile, law enforcement gets millions to train canine units to sniff out substances they don't even understand. Police chief in a local town just bought more military grade weapons with opioid settlement money. Military grade weapons. Sir, what do you even need that for? You're fighting fentanyl, not Fallujah. And you know what happens when cops handle overdoses? They show up in droves like it's a crime scene, not a medical emergency. Someone's barely breathing. Here comes Sergeant Dipshit ready to do an interrogation before even calling an ambulance. Where'd you get the drugs? Who else is with you? Do you have anything here? Is there anything in your pockets that could hurt me? I don't know, officer. Maybe revive the guy before you start playing fucking Law and Order opioid unit. So yeah, the opioid settlement money could have actually fixed this crisis. But instead, they're cutting billion-dollar checks to the same assholes who caused the problem: Big Pharma, Big Treatment, and law enforcement. And once again, the people who actually give a shit, those people on the front lines, the users, their family, the harm reduction workers, we get left out. So the next time when somebody asks, where's all that opioid settlement money going? Just tell them, straight into a cop's brand new fentanyl proof, bulletproof vest that costs more than the entire fucking Narcan program that most harm reduction programs run.